What's up, YouTube family? Before we get started, just a quick reminder, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it helps out the show so much. And now, let's enjoy the show.
If you just got rejected in general, congratulations, you're dating. That's a part of the freaking process. We're in the rejection business, not the love business. And the sooner you adopt that and normalize that is when love and dating gets a whole lot easier.
The SelfHype Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SelfHype Podcast. I'm your host, Eli Vasquez, brought to you by Chobo Studios. And this week, we are talking ghosting, rejection, and people that suck. I talk about this a bit in an episode with Trey Tucker, and he breaks it down beautifully. And as a licensed therapist, he's phenomenal. I think I really want to hit on the rejection part of it. So in the dating game, we deal with ghosters. Goddamn, we deal with zombies, which is a ghost, and then that comes back to life to haunt us. We deal with ghouls and goblins and God knows what. So it's not so much who we deal with, it's the internal conflict that comes with it, right? And I think the biggest thing is that sense of rejection. Even people that hurt us or ghost us or cheat on us or just do us dirty, it is so hard if we don't come from a space of self-love. And that is exactly what we're going to dive into and how to frame rejection, how to create a system of sustainability and rejection, and again, for us to be our best selves. So I'm really excited, and let's dive in. I think I come from a different perspective because I'm a man, and I saw myself through the different stages of my life being unhealed, feeling that lack of sense of security in myself, and being in the dating game and knowing what the repercussions were of myself, of not being in that space of self-worth, not being in that space of confidence. And I've been through the gamut of seeing habits that did not serve me in terms of getting rejected and giving rejection and setting up situations that no one was going to win to begin with. And I think it all came from a core of something that was unhealed and hurt. And that's why they say, like, these people that you date are very much a reflection of who you bring in. Like, obviously, there's a lot of liars. There's a lot of manipulators out there. I'm not like condoning any of that and not saying that doesn't happen. But more often than not, God dang, I'm just gonna say it. Like, some of y'all are staying in things way longer than you know you should. Your mom agrees. Your friends agree. Everyone agrees. You know, like, they see the value in you, but for some reason you can't get out of it. And you're enabling this toxic behavior because you feel that you deserve it in some capacity, or you have this hope that he will change, but knowing damn well that there are women out there that wouldn't waste a date. Like, not even a date, not even a chance with this guy, but you're putting in years. This is a psychological symptom that we got to dive in and figure out. And I say all that because I understand where those healing wounds could come from and where this sense of rejection stems from. It all comes from this worry and fear of abandonment and rejection. And I will say, when it comes to people that suck, it's a very simple thing to say, but if you open up the hood, there's so much more to it. Like, no one like sucks because they just suck. Like, people aren't just people because they just people like that. Like, everyone comes from something, some story, some family dynamic, some whatever that was not healthy, that was toxic, or they were not loved enough, or they had a bad upbringing that prompted this normalization of negativity, which is ghosting, which is cheating, which is disrespect, which is all that. And I think in the dynamic of the masculine feminine is that as men, if you are unhealed and broken and coming from a space of insecurity, that is you being in your masculine, you're going to take action in that. So what does that mean? The players, the cheaters, the what have you, they're going to take action to then seek some validation or normalize destruction in their path because that's all they know. So they are acting very much like in the normal dating dynamic. A masculine man is going to holler at you. A little feminine woman's going to say, okay, sure, let's go out. You know, and then the guy takes the lead. But if the guy is unhealed and the ship that you are sailing on is busted and raggedy and it's on fire, that is going to be a very dangerous voyage no matter where you go. If it's situationship, if it's casual, if it's for real, it don't matter. But here's the thing, though. It takes two to tango. So if a woman is unhealed, if a woman hasn't done the work, she is enabling a lot of toxic behaviors because she feels she deserves it. So when a man comes in, like walking red flags, a hot mess, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna normalize that for myself, then that creates a toxic dynamic. Because some people see that dusty ship that's literally on fire and will run for the hills, while others will walk right on with their suitcases and a suntan lotion. So, and it really is about, okay, what do you normalize in terms of what relationships, dynamics, love is? And again, if you don't like it, yet you condone and enable it, then you are an active participant in the destruction of it, because you could always jump. You could always jump. So I say all these things because I think it's worth talking about in terms of people that are toxic and people that are suck and people are on all that. And I'm not saying your ex is, you see, your ex went through some hard things and that's why you got to leave him alone. No, get mad, get angry, never see him again, block his ass, block his mom. I don't care. Do all that. But I think the big thing is how do we do the work on ourselves, normalize self-reflection, and normalize turning that self-reflection into actionable steps going forward. And I think, how do we get to a space of high abundance and self-worth where we don't fold when we have that hot guy in front of us, where we don't fold when he's looking at us in our eyes and saying, I want to be with you. Well, I don't want to be with you, but I kind of want to be with you. And you're like, okay, how do we stay the course? And I think so what we're going to dive into, and I said a whole lot of things because there's so much to talk about on this topic, but I'll probably bring it home here, is that I kind of want to talk about, love dynamics, rejection dynamics, and how to get through all of it. Because here's the thing, like, I think the hardest thing is, like, we take that rejection so hard because we think they don't like us. There's something wrong with us. Like, there's something difficult with us. And I will say that that's not the case. Like, more often than not, a lot of men do the things that they do out of a sense of insecurity in themselves. So it's not, it has anything to do with you. It's like Beyonce got cheated on, just for reflection, so it's not anything where it's something you could have done better, or you should have did this, or you should have did that. That's not the case at all. And I hope you don't think that way, because everyone has a freaking choice. Everybody has a choice. And as adults, there should be able to look at the dynamic and say, I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right. They chose right, which is actually not right. In this case, it's actually really wrong. So just know that they made a choice based on what they normalized, because they easily could have sat you down and said, I'm not interested and I need to move on. Yet they chose destruction and pain and all that. People aren't stupid. They wouldn't want to get ghosted either. They wouldn't want to get cheated either. They wouldn't want to get any of these things, because it sucks. We're all human beings. Don't forget that. But yet they made that choice. It's not because you don't suck. It's not because you're not amazing. It's not because you don't have gifts. It's because this person is warped and through not healed enough where they normalize destructive actions for themselves. So that is what you have to remember, because if you're struggling with those people that suck, you're struggling with those ghosters, I need you to see it as, it's like you trying to date someone who burnt your house down. It's like you trying to date someone who, are mean to waiters. It's like you trying to date someone who, like blows out a blind kid's candles on his birthday. Like, that's what I need you to see it as. Like, that's where that comes from. See that action is so despicable, where I could never do this. That's good, because, you're a better person in this regard. And I want you to leave yourself alone in a little bit of trying to figure him out, because you would never do those things. Because your view and shape of the world is very different from what this person would do. So I want you to hold on to that and remember that the next time you're feeling those feelings of, oh, why doesn't he want me? Why would he do this? Why would he do that? Girl, you're putting so much damn energy on him when you should be putting it towards your damn self. The question is not so much, why would he do this? I can't understand. It's, why do I care so much? Well, how do I unravel that? Where does that come from? Why am I in this position? Like that, I think those are the bigger questions you give us, because you give yourself, because this is where the growth is. This is where the self-reflection is. That's what really toxic people, like, if you just got rejected in general, congratulations, you're dating. That's a part of the freaking process. You're dating. You got rejected. Congratulations. That's what it is. Like that is the name of the game. That is the freaking process, is you getting me that motherfucking rejected. We're in the rejection business, not the love business. We're in the rejection business. And the sooner you adopt that and normalize that is when love and dating gets a whole lot easier. So that is the number one thing I want you to hold on to and understand. And I said this in the last podcast, but I think we see love as like a lottery. We see love as we're going to the casino and like trying to win big. Like, this is our one chance. This could be it. This is what's going to change everything. I'm going to roll the dice and I'm going to win big. And I'm going to get the big house and I'm going to get the kids. And I'm going to get all that and da. And you put so much potential and just energy in something that's not even real. And the letdowns are so freaking big when that rejection happens. It's like you're investing in the idea versus the actual real time situation. And I think we need to understand that love is not a freaking lottery system. It is a marathon. It is a triathlon marathon on top of all that. Okay. It's, you got to understand that you're not one big potential away. You're 99 rejections away. That's the way I need you to see it, is that if I promised you that, like the heavens came down and presented you a man after you got 99 rejections, how quick would you care about those? Like, how fast would you get rejected? And more importantly, how much would you care about those rejections? Knowing that that man of all mans is coming at number 100. And you're thinking, Eli, you telling me I have to find 99 men to get rejected by? Are you kidding me? What? Are you kidding me? I can't handle all that rejection. That hurts. That sucks. That's difficult. That's all that. Well, girl, should you be dating then? Are you ready to date? Because that's the process. Because if you don't want to get rejected, then what? You're going to settle for less?
What's up, y'all? Sorry to interrupt. I know you guys are enjoying the episode, but real quick, I want to tell you about the Patreon. You could join it. So many different perks, early access. You can even ask me a question that can even get on this show. So it's all patreon.com/selfhype. Check it out. Now, let's get back to it.
Because if you don't want to get rejected, then what? You're going to settle for less in the process of it? Because here's the thing is, when on the word of casinos, love is a casino. Love is you're walking in and you're going to lose money no matter what. It's not, oh, I'm trying to win big with this one play. No, I'm going to the casino. I'm going to be here all night. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to learn. I'm here to experience. I'm here to yada, yada. For the chance to win big, sure, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm enjoying the process. But here's the thing. If you're going to go to that casino, you know you're going to lose money. Just like if you're going to agree to date, you know you're going to get rejected. And we can't control the slot machines just like we can't control people. So we know those ghosters, those disrespectful people, all that is going to come with it. But you got to ask yourself, you got to look at your own personal bank statements before you walk into this casino. And I'm talking about your self-worth. I'm talking about your self-love. If you are negative $6 in that account in terms of how you view yourself, oof, you lose anything. You get rejected in the slightest. It's going to hurt you immensely. It's going to be devastating. Versus if you've done some work on yourself, you look at the bank statement and it says 1 million plus. Woo, let's go have some fun, because guess what? I got rejections to have. I got rejections to make. I'm enjoying the process. If it doesn't work out for me, I'm still having a good time. I know I'm amazing. I know I'm an immense abundance in terms of how I view myself. That's the difference. And that's where we need to get to. That's what I always say. I'm a personal development coach. Like, everyone's like, oh, you're a dating coach. I'm like, yeah, we'll talk dating. We'll talk love, because it's so deeply a part of the personal development experience. But if you work with me, my 8-week program, we focus on you. Like, we talk dating, we talk relationships. We have a whole freaking big ass whiteboard that we do in terms of a vision board on jet fuel. And we put love, we put men, we put all that. We spill the tea on our group calls, but we always focus on you, your abundance, and how to stay in the driver's seat. That is the focus. I talk to a lot of different coaches as well. It's always focused on you, your mind, your body, and spirit, and making sure that it's at its prime state. Because again, you're walking into this casino, you got a bank loan, you don't even know how you're going to freaking afford it. It's going to be very stressful and devastating with the even most micro rejection. So that is how we have to start framing this rejection biz in terms of not only externally, but also ourselves, and how to be more proactive in it. That's really what it's all about. And know that what these dudes, man, they They're just playing games to play games sometimes. They're just doing it just to get a thrill, just to stroke their ego, just to feel good about themselves, and then they move on. That is literally all it is and I can't stress that enough of how so much of that rejection has nothing to do with you. Like I'm a filmmaker, like, you know, like I do rejection all the time. Like, I'm a business owner and a filmmaker. I got this private practice with this coaching program. I do content creation. I'm a filmmaker, writer, TV writer in LA. I get rejected all the time because I'm going for it, right? Like, that's the people that go for it that get rejected. And I learned through my life, in order to succeed, that has to come with rejection. Like, it's the people that never try are the ones that never succeed. It's the people that never try are the ones that never get to see how far they can go or what the potential is. So I realized early on, and it was not easy to get rejected. It was difficult, but I had to build the calluses of my hands, of my spirit, and keep following the pursuit. And I realized the more I'm rejected, the more is me on the pursuit of something I really want. And in turn, and I noticed through, as long as I'm consistent in that, I'm going to get what I want. So like, I've dreamed to be in film festivals and win awards. Now I'm doing it, but I got rejected like 1,000 times. I tried to build this brand for years, and this stuff didn't work out for a very long time, and eventually popped off and did. You know, like everything that I ever wanted came with like 1,000 rejections until I finally got it. And I learned that if I'm not getting rejected, I'm not working hard enough, and I'm not in a proper path of where I should be going. Rejection is a part of the process. And if anything, I love it. I learned to actually love it. I actually learned to want rejection because it was so ingrained in a part of the process of success. And I say that with the dating game as well. To put yourself out there, to go for it. In your most honest, in your most truth. And I'm not saying, okay, I'm just, let someone love me. No, say what you freaking want. I got 2 babies at home and I like to mountain bike. And if you don't like that, then sorry, boo-boo. Like, stay in your truth and put yourself out there and have the audacity to try and understand that if I get rejected every week, that's how I know I'm in the right position and process. Because you got to think, like, when you were liked the most and you had the most amount of friends, probably when you were at your worst. And when you started opening up and really owning yourself and setting boundaries for yourself, that is when the people that didn't serve you started going away. And dating is the same damn way. So that is something I want you to hold on to and focus on, is that it is crucial and imperative to be a part of the process. And if you could be in the driver's seat of that, girl, life could be whatever you want it to be. But here's the thing, though. And this is the big thing I want to hit on. Is like, okay, Eli, rejection sucks, it hurts. Okay, I get what you're saying, I need to do that, but it still hurts. It still hurts my feels. I still feel some type of way. I get it, I understand. But I'm going to hit you with this. You need to, the biggest remedy in how to handle a rejection is to have a fulfilling life. I think that's the big thing. And I talk about this with Trey Tucker, where we get lost in the sauce of this lovesick society that we're in terms of these Disney movies we watch, the rom-coms we watch. We think we're just one day away where we're going to find Mr. Right. And then we think we're one day away to find Mr. Right. Then all of a sudden, you know, we're just going to get married and it's all going to work out. And yay, just like the rom-coms. Okay, let's talk about the rom-coms for a second. You're telling me a famous actress is going to fall in love and date a guy that lives in some small town that owns a bookshop, and it's just going to work? It's just going to work. A woman of the night, if you will, is with this billionaire guy, and they're just going to be together. That's just what it is. I want to see the sequel when they're going through the divorce proceedings. That is the sequel I want to watch. You know, How to Lose a Guy in 10 years, not in 10 days. But we get trapped in the story. We get trapped in the narrative of, that could be me. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. But even the Hallmark movies. Can we talk about that for a second? You telling me a woman that's driven, high income, living in a major city, that's in marketing, you know, is highly successful, you know, super like focused on herself and abundant, goes to a small town and falls in love with a guy that like owns the inn. He doesn't even own the inn. All right. His grandma owns the inn, but because he loves Christmas, she's just going to give up everything and then just move to this small town and probably, just fall in love with this guy and just, I guess, also help him manage be a custodian at the inn. So, but what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying is like we live in this society where we're supposed to just give it all up and this is it. Or again, that lottery system where I think the big thing is that you need to understand is that you need to live a fulfilling life. There is no pursuit of happiness, or they call it the pursuit of happiness because there is no actual happiness that you ever actually get. Happiness is a feeling. It comes and goes. You get a husband, you ain't going to be happy. You just have a support system. You get a big house, you ain't going to be happy. You get the kids, you get the everything, you get the money, you ain't going to be happy. That's a feeling that comes and goes. And obviously there are moments of joy with that. But with that rejection, you got to ask yourself, am I living a fulfilling life to fall back on if it doesn't work out? Do I have friends? Do I have community? Am I doing things in my passions? Am I doing things that excite me and ignite my soul and makes my soul smile? Am I doing things where, okay, it doesn't work out, I'm just going to go back to this amazing life that I have? Like, we must be in a state where we are the main characters of our story. That is how you have to frame it. You are the main character of your story, and you are that dope character in that Netflix series. And baby girl, it's up to the actions that you take that dictate the quality of that season. And I want to keep watching. I know you want to keep watching too, but it's all about what actions we're taking in terms of what our lives are outside of these people. Because if you live in that abundant life, then what? Okay, your safety net, if this rejection happens, is you still doing you and living abundantly? That's fantastic. So that's really the key that we want to get ourselves at, is to be in the driver's seat and know that it's all for us and see it all in a bird's eye view by being the hero of your story. And know that these men are just a support system. They're just really side characters coming out and being partners with us, but you still have your main goal. You still have your main quest. You still have your main mission. That don't go away just because he's a part of the picture now and he's nowhere next to you and picking his toenails. No. So what's your mission? Why are you here? You get to exist. You're hearing my voice. I know you're alive. What are we going to do with it? That's really exciting when you start really moving the gears in a direction towards your highest self. And through that, you're on a mission. Through that, you're excited about that mission. And through that, you're only going to let a certain type of person that's going to support that mission authentically, because you know the cost of inaction if that does not happen. Because we don't want to be old and gray and live in regret with our partners and with our lives. So it's really important that you get excited for you first and gain that self-worth for yourself before we even think about getting to the casino of love. And dust off your shoulders. I think the big thing is to just breathe. Breathe. If someone goes to you, someone hurts you, someone gets in the way, someone rejects you, breathe. Breathwork is so freaking phenomenal. I can't imagine. So breathwork is so freaking fantastic. If you don't do it, freaking do it. All right. Because it's awesome. And it's just intentionally breathing. Google it. Wim Hof's fantastic. I had to work with him personally. And because what that does is it slows your brain down. It slows the emotions down. Brene Brown says it beautifully, that the biggest misconceptions of human beings is that we think we are logical thinking creatures that experience emotions. No, we are emotional creatures that experience logical thinking. So that breathing and focusing on us and taking time to slow down in these negative emotional states will get us back to our logical, which I like to think is our highest selves. So it's all about regulating that to create sustainability. But in that moment of rejection, be in the driver's seat and say, okay, are there some red flags that I did not see? Some things that I enabled, some things that I did not respect in myself, or maybe he did not correlate to my non-negotiable list. I just looked past it because he had a six-pack and had, good teeth and a hairline and good credit. Is that's some things of self-reflection, and then turn it into an actionable step going forward, and then go back to living your best life. Again, it's freaking for you. You beautiful human, you.
What's up, y'all? Sorry to interrupt. I know you guys are enjoying the episode, but real quick, I want to tell you about the Patreon. You could join it, so many different perks, early access. You can even ask me a question that can even get on this show. So it's all patreon.com/selfhype. Check it out. Now, let's get back to it.
I think we just need to really stop for a second and really realize that we're alive. And realize just by you listening to my voice, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, because you're listening to my voice right now and hearing these words, you are alive. And that is a beautiful gift. And you get to live it. And you get to discover yourself through this process. You get to find love. You get to search. You get to grow. You get to have someone look at you and say, I love you, and have these beautiful moments. I don't care how these things ended. You've all had these beautiful moments with someone. And that is such a beautiful gift on top of being able to live life. And there's just so many people that aren't able to say that. There's so many people that have existed and are currently existing that will never get to do what you're currently doing. And I know it's hard, and I know the emotions are bad, and I know all that, but we get to be on this journey, this hero's journey, and discover who we're meant to be. And that is so phenomenal to be able to say that you can do that. So sit in that moment, sit in that gratitude, and understand that you are the hero. And let's figure out why the freaking we're here. And know that these rejections are literally for us. I love talking about this stuff. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you really dig it, dude, give us a good review, 5-star review, say some amazing things. It helps out the show so freaking much in the review. Patreon community, thank you for keeping the lights on. If you want to join the Patreon community, we give so many goodies, extra content, calls, all this extra stuff, extra access to me, extra access to all those things, early access to so much other stuff. There's so many goodies and things. Just check out the Patreon and the link in the bio. And then also, if you want to work with me in terms of coaching, personal development, I've been a coach since 2019. We have a whole SelfHype community, from people from Australia to the UK, around Europe to Asia, from coast to coast. And you could be a part of that community. And everything's linked in the bio, and you're just amazing and beautiful and love your damn self. All right. I'll see you next week.
The SelfHype Podcast.